pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Alderman Ron Barnett.
Here.
Alderman Carl Schultz.
Here.
Alderman Annette Hager.
Here.
Got the call today, probably 20 minutes late. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion for the approval of agenda.
Second. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion for the consent agenda.
Second. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No public hearing. There's only one thing I gotta say, it's up to the board now. I emailed Doc, they voted down that ordinance last week. It's mandated. I'm not putting it back on, I put it on and voted it down, so the board's gonna have to do it. If you're gonna make a motion that it goes on next month's agenda, you can. If you don't, we'll let the government come in and do it. It's mandated, it's gotta be done.
I know it
Doc didn't understand what was going on, I sent him an email, and I sent him the letter from what department that?
USDA.
USDA. And he was supposed to get back with me and say what he wanted to do, and he ain't here, so he didn't get back. Did he get back with you?
He didn't respond to the email.
So, it's gotta be on, if y'all so choose to put it on, you just gotta do it, I'm not doing
does. I
it.
make a motion to put it on next month's agenda.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It'll be on next month's agenda. Okay, no new business that I'm aware of. So I guess we go to the departmental reports.
The only thing I got is, on this Saturday, from 8 to noon, at the recycling center in St. Jen, they're doing their yearly electronics recycling event. So anything with a cord, any batteries, they'll take them. And it's like a growing opportunity to get rid of that kind of stuff. Got any junk TVs?
No charge?
No charge.
No charge, really?
Yeah.
Too cheap.
That's the one that Wholesome.
Wholesome sponsors that, they do it every year.
Wholesome sponsors it.
So,
Where's that at?
at the recycling center, which next where Stubby's, is there on 61.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
All right, good.
That is good. I guess, of course, most things went in these dumpsters later.
That's all I got.
Police department,
2 burglary calls, 3 property damage calls, 2 heat fatigues. The rest, one suspicion ordinance I had Monday, I had to call in, like some bomb squad, and they defused it, and that was a necessary thing, because it was a partial ordinance that somebody created at the time. So, yeah, it was partially live, so I had to close on that one. So, other than that, 5 trespassing calls, that's mostly people just pillaging. And today, utility tampering, so.
Elvis out at Rowley Brothers, if his mechanic can do it for us, you know, that way it's closer to home. It ain't gonna take no time at all to do, it's just, I wanna make sure everything's good and under warranty, I don't wanna turn around and tear something up, anyways, and have to start over again, so. Other than that, the gun raffle, it's almost finished. It's almost finished, and I'm gonna turn around, and we only got like 3 tickets left that we gotta sell, we'll be raffling that off hopefully by next week. And, so, that'll be done with that. That's pretty well all I have to report on all that, so.
You got anything? Street,
We got 390 Fourth Street, we had to put a water line under the road, going all the way across.
Yep.
Cost us 3 holes on the Bobcat and a new battery to get it lined out, plus the parts and stuff, the labor and putting it in, so. We got it worked, hooked up where if it ever happens again, we go either side of the road to get it worked on, so. Still gonna have to patch that road again, get it cleared up, cleaned up,
you had to keep rocking it all winter,
yeah,
keep it smooth, because it's a well-used road, and
yeah,
next spring when we start patching, we'll get that.
yeah.
It'll be a waste of time to do it now.
This snow truck's ready to go, they got the power steering, hooked on a
Yeah, I think that's
newer dump truck.
about $2,400 worth.
How much was it?
I think it was about $2,400.
It was cheaper than what we thought, but it's still $2,400.
Right. It's ready to go, so snow
It's
starts
about
flying.
the 3rd time with that truck.
Should be good.
All day.
That's all I got.
Water store?
Yeah. I was told we had a leak on 4th Street, and I got that taken care of, so thank you very much for making that happen. 2-inch meter from the antique mall has been pulled in the interest of saving or avoiding damage of that meter, which is expensive. And at this point, we haven't heard any news of them rebuilding, but would stand ready to put that back in if it's necessary. But it's certainly not a piece of equipment that we want to have to replace because somebody does something improper with it. Dave, I guess you're involved with the DNR inspection for the South Tower that we're going to have to do. I guess Dave is.
We got a year and a half and we can do that in.
Mhm.
Gotta be done, but before the end,
Yeah, and there,
Next year.
over a year,
and there are
we've got to
issues
schedule.
with the hatch and the cap on that. So, other than that, I wanted to express appreciation for all the people that have helped out and continue to help out with the tornado damage and such. As a result, just in the interest of being transparent, when my shed on 3rd Street fell down, the water line into the house broke and leaked for several days. So it is our policy that when something like that happens, a citizen remains responsible for the water use, that is, the metered water that was lost. And there is the possibility for not having to pay the sewer for that
Well,
because,
that's true, it won't. It's not a
because
possibility.
nothing went into the
Nothing
sewer
went in.
and nothing was consumed by that water that went through. So in the interest of transparency, I wanted to just make that note, that any citizen who that happens to is entitled to that benefit, if you'll call that a benefit, but I still remain responsible for the full value of the water that
And
was
now, one thing I want
out.
people to make clear of, it's gotta be proven that it didn't go through the sewer. Just saying it didn't, it's gotta be proved where it was at, how it broke, and we gotta inspect it if it's in question. If it's outside, we know it didn't go through the sewer. If it's in the house or in the basement, then if it goes through that sewer, it's gotta be, it can't be.
There's nothing left.
I know you don't, but I just don't want that for people think, if you get a broken line, it's automatically adjusted sewer. It only gets adjusted if it don't go through the sewer.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
Yeah,
Charge your late fee,
not yet.
charge me $100 something late fee on mine.
That was supposed to be straightened out,
They did, they took care of it,
They did.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
wait for you to get, take care of it.
and that did go through. I turned it over to the right arm.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. That's a big number.
I can't relate to that.
Scary young range.
That it?
Too bored.
Yes, it is. That is it.
Doc? No, Park Cemetery, yeah, no.
Oh,
Well, I've got about 4 cats I relocated to St. John County. Yeah, I know it's not a lot in the den, but, and then also if I close the park, there's been people doing donuts down there. It's been getting colder, so that time of year again, so when they just go close and lock it up. So,
I'd agree to that too, this time of year, everybody'd be in there
I
anyway.
don't know, maybe you done that, Doug, ain't you?
yeah, the gravel was property damage, right, and
Lock her up.
Yep.
Yeah. I've had 2 complaints this week on the same dog that you've had a dozen complaints on. They're trying to run through a storm door to get to a cat. Them dogs are running wild all over the town all the time. That's gotta be done. I don't know, David, somebody, her dogs to run loose. And they run over in people's yards. It just keeps on and on and on. How come them dogs can't be picked up?
he's picked them up, I thought before.
When they come back and they stay out. We got a lot of dogs running loose, don't get me wrong. But these people, they try to get through the storm door, because the cat was laying inside the storm door, and through the outside, and they thought they was gonna break the damn door. Same dog, you know the dogs, I'm not gonna call names in here, but it's the same 2 dogs, I see them all the time.
Tear the door
I
up.
mean,
No, that dog's gonna break it, but it didn't. I guess the cat ran inside the room, but I told him, I don't know what to do, I mean,
they go
did you
there,
been involved, the dog catcher's been involved, and
Nathan sees, and then they pay their fine, and then we get them back, and then they climb the fence again.
they gotta be an end result before they quit doing that. Sometimes, or else they lose their animals or something. There gotta be a way of preventing it to keep on and on and on. This has been going on for a year.
So when do they cross the line of being a nuisance animal?
When they get out, they time 2 or 3 times and get called or get picked up. You just, I mean, it don't stop. We got 2 or 3 places got nuisance dogs that we've had lots of trouble with. But some people put up with it and some don't, but, I'm getting a lot of trouble. I get called or talked to from different people, but one people live right next door to them and they're always over it. And I told them I'd do what I can. I'm limited to what I can do, but I'm telling the police department, I'm gonna get old David up there, if they can't, you shouldn't have to keep on and on and on the same animal. It just, at nighttime, it's just getting to be like a zoo down here, everybody turning the dogs out. I don't know the answer to that, but it is a problem. Doc, if you can come up with an answer, I appreciate it.
I can't think of anything.
I couldn't blame you if you couldn't, I've tried for years, and I ain't got an answer. The answer is, if you can't control your animal, you should lose your animal.
Yes.
Well,
That's
I mean,
so many
I
times.
think, well, I mean, if there's an ordinance and ordinance violations and penalties, financial penalties for that, because it does take up, city employee time
And
to
county.
deal with that.
Yeah, county.
And
County has a lot more power on this, because if they can prove they're indigent or unable to care for them, they can get a judge to sign off to seize that animal. We've had that done one time in town.
Yeah, I think I'd get a hold of Mike Martin and,
Mike Martin is well aware of it,
oh, he is one,
Yeah.
okay, so it's,
several times.
okay.
I mean,
Well, there's a little bit to the story that there's a lot of arguing back and forth on this, but it's still, the animals are running loose. And the people have the right to complain. And to the point that a few times there's been some verbal altercations.
So we don't do anything,
We
as a
have,
police department to,
we can't under anymore from, because Mike has that, you have to have them in a controlled environment, that we check so many times a day, fed water, log, everything. They did that a long time ago, can't just throw them in the cage down there and give them some food. You know, when there's no catch pole, and Mike's got a license to dart them and other things that you have to have a special.
We're not charging them with derelict the dog, or we're not abuse the dog, we're charging them letting them run loose in violation of our ordinance. And that, it is enforceable.
well, ultimately, it's who wears out more quickly. I mean, if someone continues to do it and you ticket them, and they go through the hoops, to pay their fine or whatever, and then they do it again, well, you do it again until they get tired of going to court and paying for it.
But you can't get nobody to pick them up like that. They're running loose, it ain't just as easy to go out there, here, get my car.
Well,
It gotta be caught. And Martin, you gotta do it, or he's gotta do it, or somebody gotta do it.
you may not even
And
have
Martin
to,
don't seem to be too interested
you
to do
may
it.
not even have to catch them, just cell phone picture of where they're at, if you're.
They have to be caught or loose, because if they run the highway and they get hit, I mean, I called Barton if there's an issue, because he has all the tools, and he'll come straight down, and he'll do what he has to do to load them up, and he'll take them to their big facility up there. But they rack up a lot, and then if he believes there's any negligence or a continued pattern, he'll petition the court to seize that animal.
Well, let me ask a question, how many tickets does she have?
She's had 2 county ordinance tickets.
How many cities?
None at that point, he seized them before me, so he took over on that.
Only 2. How many calls we had on them dogs?
Numerous. I've caught them numerous times, took them back in, put them in the fence.
That's when they sure got a ticket.
Yeah.
Whenever you're 6'10" and climbing, I can't stop them from climbing.
Right, that's their fault if they can't contain the dog. That's not your responsibility of ours. If them dogs keep getting out and they get out, every time they're caught and look back, and they take it. Now, it can get too expensive to keep doing something, something gotta be done. These 2 dogs can't keep doing it all the time.
so.
And this is broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
We get citation and then ourselves, then, is what we say, huh?
We can't keep dogs, they gotta go to the
Yeah.
court.
Right, they go to county, I understand that.
I can see it
We
like
could
that.
personally citation for dog running that large.
But then Mike can't do the opposite, he can't do double, you know what I'm saying? He can't find them on their end, and then,
That's back and right.
you know, the same stack,
Right.
so.
And regarding the dog getting hit, I mean, that's on the owner.
That is on the owner.
I've lost a dog like that, it was my fault, he ran out and he got hit on Highway 61, I found him in the morning, his head was caved in. It's my fault, it's not the dog's fault, it's not the driver's fault, So, that's kind of a non-issue, I would think, but if they're loose, ticket them, and if they're ticketed enough, then they'll get tired of going to court and paying whatever, and it's a waste of their time, and then they'll finally think, well, maybe I should do this.
I think it's a joke, but we need something done about it, one way or the other. Okay, citizen participation.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the rules.
Frank Gerardo, 497 Immaculate Conception Drive. And came to address the, well, sewer rates being proposed or being raised. And it's not that we pay too little for water or sewer. The city's spending too much. And when I was on the board, I would find ways to save money, cut costs. I was the only one that would do it. No one else would come up with anything. All they do is whenever I'd say, they go, no, it won't work, we tried it, now. I was just shut down a lot, but I did get a few things through.
We ain't worried about history. You wanna talk about the survey, you can talk about it. We ain't worried about the history of you.
I am trying to speak.
I'm telling you, you got the floor to, if you wanna talk about sewer rate, talk about it.
So what I'm talking about is that you have to cut your expenditures, and it's common sense. And you keep raising the rates instead of cutting your costs. And you need to look at your billing, your bills, your expenditures, all the things that you're spending money on, and figure out ways to save money. The water's supposed to pay for itself, and it's not. The city's spending its surplus. The surplus, when it gets to a certain point, USDA will require the city to lower the rates. But we have no surplus. It's always going in the red. I know we've had misfortunes, like when Saberliner was here, and then they left, we lost $600 to $800 a month in revenue. And that's a big chunk, and they were paying industrial or commercial rates, whatever you want to call it, for their water and sewer. And you just need to evaluate, when you do the budget, instead of just rubber stamping whatever they're going to put in front of you, you need to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and pick out things and ask questions and find ways to save money so you don't have to raise the rates. Because it's, people are doing their best to stay on the minimum so they don't get, this huge water bill, and it's going to take it, the minimum's going to be at least $60 a month with the new water rates and sewer rates. And, the board was elected to represent the people, and I'm sure if you went out and you surveyed the people in your wards and said, what do you think? Should we raise the water rates or raise the sewer rates? Not one of them would say, yeah. They would say, no. And that's what, your job is, to listen to them and act in their behalf. And not what you're told to do, as far as rates.
Represent the city.
You can talk for a minute when you get done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
We're here to represent the city. This actual structure we got on this sewer system, we're having troubles every day on the old equipment that we got. We're spending money, all the walls do, to get this equipment and keep the upkeep on these grinders and these old pumps that are so old they're outdated. They're not, and this is why we're spending so much money on these grinders and for the city. I understand we're here to represent the city and citizens here, but we got work that we can't keep up with now on our grinders. We've got to do something.
We got stuff in the works, but it ain't gonna change the fact that 2% of the people, why is that rate on our minimum wage?
Right, the sewer rates have to represent 2% of the median income on an average bill, and they figure the average bill here is probably about 3,000 gallons. So that's how they're figuring what we need to do.
That has to be.
We're working on it continuously. These old grinders and the old posts that's rusted off.
And there's some stuff in the work, but our engineers sick right now, he's been sick. We got some stuff coming up, but it ain't gonna make the rate any cheaper for a while. It'll eventually work out.
I'm saying.
Because if we get rid of all these, most of these grinders and things, but it's in the work, but it ain't happening yet. But I gotta pay my bill too, I don't like it. it goes up, my bill goes up too. Everybody comes down here and acts like that, we don't pay our bill. I pay it just like everybody else. And I'm not a rich person either, I got a limited income, I'm retired, I've been retired 21 years. I'm not a rich man by no means. And we all work, and we all pay our bills, and I don't like it when I gotta pay more. And I would damn sure wouldn't raise it, but we try, you can't. Whenever we've lost so much here, and our system's old, we have very few users right now. But we're working on them more than we did when we had a bunch of people. We're working on them all the time, almost daily, working on grinders and things. But nobody wants to raise the rate. Never would do it if we didn't have to. We're still violating the rules, we're under collecting. We ain't got a surplus or nothing. We got some surplus, it's been mandated, all utility funds and everything. But we're supposed to be collecting over what we pay out to a point, till we got so much surplus. We ain't done that in forever. Because it's costing so much to do it, that we've lost business, as you say. And that's just part of it.
Yeah, it's tornado, didn't it?
But it's not nothing anybody wants to do. I mean, it's not a political thing, up or down. When you're in office, you have to do what you have to do. Anybody else got anything to respond to it? Not, the order motion being ordered to close.
Make a motion for adjournment of meeting.
We will be going to a closed session.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
All right.
Opposed?